So I know that Fear, right before the break, said that he wants a hero that can go into that backline and take out Oracle, so that it's just not a problem anymore. Uh, is Puck sufficient for that, or do they need more than that?
Uh, it can be good enough, but I think I'd like to see something more if they can fit it into their lineup. The problem is from the carry role, outside of the Spectre, nothing's truly meta. The
Hmm.
PL could be good in this game too, if it's
Hmm.
still in
He's
there,
It's
and
banned.
banned.
oh, it is banned, so that one's
Yeah.
not in there. On a side note though, for Black and Yellow, the two heroes I did want to see Zero on are those are the first
Yeah.
phase bans, so they recognize that as well. So they pick up the Tiny instead, which
Hmm.
uh, must be pos 4 at this point. It looks like Flea. Blink Dagger Tiny's good too. You can try and assassinate the Oracle, so they realize the problem and they're trying to apply a fix to it. Because as Lyrical said with the Lena, it's not effective at killing the backline. It maybe just wasn't effective at all. I think their desired effect for the Lena was to win mid versus DP, but that didn't even happen. So they're not going to try that again. They're going to try something new. That Puck isn't particularly good versus Death Prophet, nor in the game or in lane, but it does bring an answer for the Oracle at least, and they're going to focus on that this game.
Do you
So
feel
are
like we're in a weird situation? Sorry about that. Just
no,
the
no,
one
no,
thing that
please.
really seems strange to me now is like, where are you going to go with the rest of this draft to try and like uh, deal with actually having the damage to burst down DP, right? Because if Oracle doesn't even necessarily need to get a save this guy. I mean, if she has her own Yules, I feel like just that instant burst, you need to like synchronize it so well with going on Oracle at the same time you're going on Death Prophet, and they need vision. So like, who's gonna be that vision hero? It's like Night Stalker or something weird like that, or maybe Beastmaster. But it feels like it's really tough for Black and Yellow to find this hero in this game.
I
It's going to
see.
have to be like a Puck Orb or some Observer Wards, I guess, like
Right.
play around their vision. So they don't have like a ton of ways to get like vision out of nowhere. So they'll probably just have to play around their vision and try to make it happen. And we'll see the Yamsun Morphling again. He's very good at the hero. He probably won't let that laning stage happen again that he had earlier, the 0-3 in 1 minute. And they're
I
now looking for an offlaner with Tiny, and most likely they're going to go back to one of those green goblins for Zero, but they are, to be fair, they are much better versus the Death Prophet and the Axe, so we'll see what they choose to pick up here.
My question was about, so I had two questions. One was like, is there ever a chance that Puck will not go middle? You said it's not very good against DP. I know that I've seen Puck go into the off lane in other patches, but I mean, it might be totally different for this patch. Is there a chance that they would send Tiny or Morph mid instead?
Those are all possible options. It's just Puck offlane isn't very desirable because it's kind of weak, whereas when it
Hmm.
goes mid, it's generally speaking just solid. And I think they're just going to choose Morph as like their Axe counter. If you can get your shift off before the
Ah.
call, it's very hard to kill this hero. So
My rule of thumb with Puck offlane is that I only want to see it on Southeast Asian offlane players. It's just something about that region that just plays this hero so well. And besides that, I don't know. It still can be good. Or I want Z Freak to play it, but he's on the other team. They go
Ooh,
for it.
I like that instant pick because Bumblebees has like no time, so it's kind of forcing them to make some pretty snap decisions here with only like 35 seconds or something like that to finish out this draft. Who is it? All right, you're Bumblebees. What are you picking right now?
oh, for Eternal Envy, no Wraith King, no Spectre. Um, there's no PL. This is actually gonna get pretty hard really fast. Let me see what I can come up with.
Jug. Ugh.
Not
Ugh.
really, not for Morphling.
No.
Anti-Mage would be really sick if he wants to pull it out.
Ursa.
Ursa, yeah,
Oh.
Okay.
that's good too. Good enough.
What makes Ursa
I
good
like it.
enough?
I mean, it's really good in lane versus the Doom. The problem I do have with Ursa, usually it feels really bad to be doomed as an Ursa, unless there's an outplay factor where if you have quick fingers, then you can get your enrage off in time. Envy to me doesn't generally. He's not really like a flashy, like quick reflex kind of guy. He's more of like mechanically skilled and like very smart player. So we'll see if he can do it. But it's like it's very annoying for Doom once you get the shard on Ursa and you're just hopping around pressing R. And if you ever Doom him during the enrage, it doesn't last very long, and that's very frustrating. And if you're a Doom player.
So, gentlemen, this is the lower bracket semifinals. The loser here is going home and not going to TI. This is the last draft. This is the last chance. Which draft do you think is better and why?
I think I'm going to go with black and yellow. I think that even though they've got like the potential for outplay on Ursa, I actually think that they're going to be spending this Doom on DP again. And I think she's not going to have a good time. I think King RD is not going to have as good of a lane as he had last time. I think black and yellow bring it home. Complete the arc. See if it happens.
Here, what are your thoughts?
For me, I think their offlane's too weak on black and yellow. I think they're going to have too good of a game on the bumblebees. And I'm just going to have to go with like the Moo Oracle here. He's had a lot of success with it. I think Envy's going to have a great game. Roya's going to have a great game. And that's enough for me, I think, for them to snowball.
I feel like that's like that both of these teams have done really, really well, and these drafts are both good. But I do have to go with like that mental part of being hit with that penalty. I feel like that will come into play. You know, maybe teams are a little bit frustrated, but we'll see. This is the last game in the lower bracket semifinals: Bumblebees versus Black and Yellow, the rivalry of the tournament. Let's see what happens as we get into this game. Lyrical and Fear, take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you again, Sumi. Yes, and we are on our way. The wonderful Bumblebee Envy sticker down there in the mid lane as we take a quick little look-see at all the items, and this game gets underway. Fear, you know, it's going to be a really interesting final match, because I think, you know, there is something to be said for both teams having their strengths and weaknesses. What to you is like sort of the way that Black and Yellow want this game to go? Those first couple of minutes, how do you see it working for them?
Oh, well, the way they want it to go and how I see it might be completely different.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
So the way they want it to go is they want their bot lane to survive, right? They want this Doom to get high net worth. They want him to be able to let this Tiny roam to this mid lane, maybe get a couple toss backs, and, you know, Flea do what he does best and just roam around. How I'm afraid it might go, which will be pretty hard for them, is this Ursa will get on top of this Doom with an early Orb of Venom, and then Moo will be there with the charge up and stun him, and he's going to have a rough laning stage, and Tiny might not be able to help very much in this lane, so them being a double melee.
Right.
But if they can avoid that, their chances in this game go up quite a bit. The mid matchup, generally speaking, it's just straight DP favored. Most people I know, especially Roya, he's like, if anything picks Puck, you know, just give me DP. He has a silence. Later on, when he gets 2 Siphon charges, he can bully him out of the lane. It's not a great lane for the Puck. So if Esk wants to win this matchup, I think he's got to outplay him just a little bit. And as far as his top lane goes, it's Axe versus Morph. They have a chance with Axe plus Willow to put some pressure onto Yamsun, but I have a feeling he'll probably be fine up here, and this top lane might just be a wash. But there's definitely room on Bumblebees to actually win this lane hard, whereas I think Black and Yellow are just looking to get out of the laning stage top and just kind of get their farm.
Okay. Well, that would be something to watch for. It sounds like the kind of linchpin of this, at least to some extent, is going to be how well that bottom lane goes, if they're able to make a life for this Doom down here. And they do already have Boots first on Flea, so he's probably going to be looking to try and drag some of those waves over as he does head in towards the rune. Could look for some type of a toss-back play, but it looks like it's just going to be 2 Black and Yellow runes down here bottom. And then on the side of the bEE's, they get 2 for themselves up top. Easy trade-off there. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes on this. And Zero saving a skill point here. Doesn't have Boots first himself, so definitely needs to be careful about this Envy chase down that we might see, as he is already looking to try and just completely zone him out from the lane right now. Yeah, this is super frustrating. And Moo, in the meantime, will be pushed back a little bit by Flea. And I'm just anticipating they try and pull waves here.
Yeah, there's no playing to win this lane. They're just playing to survive, honestly, and then hopefully get to a point where Zero gets his boots up, maybe win lace, and just kind of runs around in the lane and devours some creeps and just aggroes creeps around and gets what they can.
Wow, look at that. 7-1 so far in TI10 qualifiers on the DP Oracle combo. It is quite the strong one.
Yeah, even versus AA, right? Like, considered to probably be one of the best heroes versus the Death Prophet. And if that doesn't work, it's got to be a strong combo. And it's like a Roya classic. Like, this is like the type of hero I said I want him to. I don't want to really see him on these invokers, right?
Yeah.
I love to see him on the Death Prophet, one of his best heroes.
Totally. Fleet just down there bottom, trying to play around a little bit with this wave. He tossed Moo on top of it, trying to soak up whatever he can, and does actually spot out a courier there. Don't know if he's going to fully commit to try and go for it, but it looks like eventually these waves will push back out again, and Zero should be able to get something more out of that, as Jubei is pummeled back a little bit too. Man, yeah, Axe and Hoodwink, super annoying to deal with. Is Jubei just dead? No, he's good. He's fine. So yeah, 6-0 versus 9-1. King RD again having a good lane.
Yep. I think generally speaking, this patch, if you just pick one of the strong 4s and one of the strong 3s, or sorry, the melee 3s and the ranged 4s, your laning stage is generally very powerful. And this is like one of the strongest ones, with the battle hunger plus like all the harass that comes out from this Hoodwink hero.
Absolutely. So that part is definitely cool here. They're going to try and do another pull through. Envy actually pulling this double wave back behind the tower. Or is he trying to connect it up with the other one? I'm not entirely sure. If he connects it here, this is actually really good for them. And they get the root as well as the chase down onto Zero. This is huge. Second round, toss away, well played. So with the double wave, that eventually will push back. And
this is going to get weird.
Super weird.
It's gonna get this. There's gonna be a triple wave under his tower now, and there is a all right. There's a small camp there. They can pull it into it, and that won't be so bad. Or is he just gonna bring it back here? The thing is, like, how much can you pressure with these two heroes, though, even with a double wave of this extent? And the answer looks like not at all. So this is why you don't see much of the double melee anymore. It's like very difficult to get out of this laning stage. And top lane, he's got a fairy fire.
Yeah, Jubei will be okay.
Right.
He just walks it off. And in the meantime, of course, Morphlane, one of the heroes that definitely can farm underneath the tower, as you can see, Esk. So far, 18-2 versus 16-4. So very even in that mid lane. A couple more denies going into the favor there of the DP. But at least so far, nobody dying yet, which I think is, you know, it's got to be okay at least somewhat for black and yellow.
Yeah, I mean, the laning stage is not a disaster on any lane. Mid lane, you know, just losing by a little bit, but a lot closer than it could be. Could be much worse for Puck. What's really important is how much can Yamsun get his farm.
Right. Yeah, that is a bit of an issue there for sure. Does already have that Morbid Mask up and online and is getting all the mangoes fed to him, as well as a self passed over from Jubei. So trying to do everything he possibly can to support Yamsum and get him into a decent game. But you can see he's actually tied right now for CS with the Ursa, although Ursa way more denies.
Yeah, I mean, Yamsum when he gets level 5, he's going to be pretty invulnerable actually with this build. So I would say he weathered the storm here, and he'll be fine.
Well, good
so
stuff.
Pretty early even game. Bottom lane is like just very one-sided. So this is like why the net worth lead is for the bumblebees right now. Even with this Devour gold, like Doom is not gonna have like a really good game this game.
Fair enough. I mean, he's Doom, though. You know, he's going to get himself the Devour going on. He actually only has 1 point in it right now, opting for more in the Scorched Earth, and then saving that other point afterwards as well. But definitely the type of hero that maybe can catch back up if he wants to rotate his Flea. Doing some scouting again. trying to make a really long rotation to see what if there are any stacks or anything.
I forgot as well. They got the tiny puck combo, the toss
Oh,
out of
nice.
coil. So if they rotate another hero mid, maybe they can actually get a kill on top of this DP. That would be really nice.
Thinking about it. Flea underneath a ward there for a moment. They are stacking up this hard camp a little bit more, and do they get him out of there? Esk gets the jump back, and it was a bottled invis rune for Aya. So yeah, that makes that gank a lot harder, I think. Although Jubei is still there. Now he's just scouting out that there's that stack, and we'll see if he decides to try and go and steal it eventually. But I mean, it would be tough, especially with like having this vision here by the bumblebees.
Yeah, for sure. It's another one of those Axe games. He's gonna get super farmed.
Zero TPing out and ends up going down. Envy finds the kill and who gives him the tip afterwards. Dude, the TP deaths always hurt so bad.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this bottom lane, he's gonna get what he can, but like, they need to make something happen on the other lanes, because now this Tiny is no longer, he hasn't been laning with Zero for a while now, and with that being said, he's gonna need to make something happen on the other lanes, but he's found nothing so far.
Right, yeah. Stepping forward there. Jubei also holding down the mid. So the two supports come mid to soak up some XP, try and get a few levels, it looks like. And Flea will pass on through again the mid lane and start heading back towards bottom. And also able to get a D ward up here on the high ground by Z-Freak. So yeah, everything going really well here for bEE's, but can they make this rotation with S? This would be big. Coil connects onto 2. Oracle is still in the area. Toss away, breaks it. Wait, what? They managed to find the kill. Okay, Hoodwink's down. King RD also in maybe a little bit of trouble if they can keep the chase going. Switch in, the right click's moving, and they find the finish. Good rotations.
Yeah, that's what they needed. They need to make stuff happen on both these side lanes and maybe the mid lane, because nothing's happening until Doom's level 6. You can rotate down after he's 6 maybe, but until then, play with your puck.
I think that was a really cool play by Flea. He like shows mid that he's going bottom and then TP's back to the outpost to like try and find the kill. And Roya, oh, getting body blocked by Jubei. Can't do anything with it though. And the bushwhack comes back in, so yeah.
That was
a
very,
bold attempt.
very courageous 8 there. Running into melee range of a Death Prophet. Wow.
Esk? Dude, King RD does not care about this tower. Dude has a Vanguard. They're just going into finish
great rotation, honestly.
Fate's Edict. Keeping him alive. Salve up afterwards, why not? They get the tier 1 mid.
Yeah, I mean, I think they realized like there's a lot of pressure going on in the mid lane there, and they couldn't really make any pressure on the top lane, so this rotation from the entire off lane to the mid lane was a very good presence of mind by them.
Yeah. Really nice stuff there for sure. Well, it is level 6 now for Zero as Yamsun continues to farm up and tries to get a little bit of extra space for himself, but it's a big smoke move coming. Esk has Coil back up again. Flea is ready with the toss combos, and the people they might run into here is King RD. The Oracle nearby doesn't quite have level 6 yet. Ava toss, but the Fate's Edict will be there afterwards. They try and jump. Good silence. They just don't have enough damage here. Not nearly enough. What, maybe with Yamsun? Okay. Thought about a waveform. Bushwhack stops the pressure. And now the wrap is coming. DP's over here as well. You got to be careful. Esk. They spot Jubei. Try and slowly whittle him down, but the raindrops and the silence afterwards, they find one kill. Again, it's Jubei that falls. So they don't really manage to get anything off of that. Toss Z-Freak, he's away as well. Jaunt's out of there on Esk. Yeah, nothing really gained yet.
Yeah, I mean, right now, everything's going very well. Both carries are free farming, and they're also winning the 4v4 in the mid lane here, so they're going to start gaining a bit of a gold lead here. I do like the fact that Envy is going for the standard Morbid Mask and Diffusal, especially against the Morphling who uses the mana. And this will also, especially on Radiant, give them an early Roshan if they ever get a kill or the Dire team decides to play bottom half of the map.
Right. Well, we've seen so often this push that comes up towards this top tower. And with the Vanguard, and now, what, he's 500 gold away just about for King Hao on taking down that Blink as well. That could really put the screws to black and yellow. And, I mean, I don't know. Can they even force Envy out of here, really? Down on the bottom side and try and take this tower? They have a catapult wave. It feels like this is the play they kind of have to go for. Envy, whoa, just doom him. He didn't get Enrage off. Coil, but the save, it's there. Is it going to be enough? They wait for Adoration, though. Nicely played, and that Ice Blast might be enough to kill him off afterwards. Will it be? Yes. They get the finish, but it comes at a cost. They lose Chupe again, which is a phrase I've said more than a few times, as Zero tries to get out of there, and looks like he might be able to, with a little bit of help from Flea. So they get the kill on the Ursa, and it looks like Zero might escape as well. Not bad.
Yeah, that's just one of those things where Envy's just got to be a little quicker on the hands, you know. When you see this Doom's hands go up, you just got to spam your R button, and he would live if he would have done that. But really good for Black and Yellow to get that kill. They lost their mid laner plus Jubei, so it wasn't amazing, but at the same time, this was without their Morphling, so it still was space. But here comes the Roshan, and this is the Doom counter right here as well.
True. Yeah, really annoying to have to deal with that. Do they realize, though? Oh,
they do.
Ice Blast. Envy in some trouble. Throws out the Avalanche. Toss in. Right, almost dead. Zero tries to chase, and there's a kill. Now looking for Envy. They kill off the courier. Call it big call coming from King Hao, but they're able to break and walk away. Esk lives. Just barely. Now, trying to go back in for round 2. Do they have anything else left in the tank there? Ava toss, Coil afterwards, tries to bring down Flea, he falls. Zero has to back away. So they stop the Roche, get the kill on DP, lose the Tiny for the trouble.
And meanwhile, Yamsun's free farming, so that's really good for Black and Yellow. Considering all things, this whole time Ursa is not hitting creeps, he was hitting Roshan, so Yamsun is getting large. Does he have any cool plays this game? No, he's just going to be the standard carry morph. There's no cool Axe plays in this game.
Who's the hero you try and switch into if you're him?
In this game, probably Hoodwink or Death Prophet, I'd imagine, to get some siphons out to make you more survivable.
Right. Okay. I could be down for that, yeah.
I don't know if he... Like I said, I'm not sure if he plays Hoodwink. He tried to play Hoodwink earlier by literally turning into Hoodwink, but he didn't drop the tree on the ground by turning the auto cast on, or maybe he clicked him on accident, so we'll see if he can make some good Hoodwink plays if he turns into Hoodwink. Otherwise, the DP's solid too. You can just turn it and get a bunch of siphons off and turn back, and they'll still keep running.
I guess you're probably not going to be getting the shard on Yamsun, but I guess if you did and you turn into Ursa, I wonder if you get the Enrage or not. I'm not sure if that works or not. Okay.
The thing I don't know though is there's some weird interactions when you turn back into Morphling form, which you normally want to because you want to keep the base stats of the person you're turning into. Oh, but for now, Yamsun looks toast. Oh, he got it off.
What? What a play!
Those are those fast fingers right there.
Yeah, no more internet issues either. Dude, that was huge.
Yeah, I thought for sure he wouldn't get the reactions to a smoked axe call, but
don't you just
he was paying attention.
Isn't that just the play where you silence first?
I don't. Was he close enough? I
he might not have been
there, and the axe. I thought they were enough, and honestly, from their shoes, they probably thought that was a free kill. So that was a really good play by Yamsun there. Quick reflexes.
Yeah, very nicely played for sure, and almost has that Manta done now as well. Ryoya still hanging out in the jungle, trying to farm this up. They go back in for the Roche again, and AA spotted this. I mean, they know they see him. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So heads up play again by Black and Yellow. you can tell that, like, the bEE's really want to make this happen, and they're not overcommitting and going into a bad fight afterwards, but they keep on checking if they can get a freebie,
Yeah.
and Black and Yellow aren't giving it to them.
Well, what is, I think, the most important thing for Black and Yellow is online now, and that is Flea's Blink Dagger. He has been showing game after game that he is the playmaker for the team, and once he gets this Blink Dagger, like on his line, he made it happen. So all eyes on Flea for me now, and seeing what can he do with this Blink Dagger.
It's going to be a thing to watch for sure. Manta going through dangerous territory right now. And Yamsun wisely going to send it to the north as Jubei, potentially a free kill right here, as tries to TP out. Nothing to break it. Okay. Able to live. Wait, did they TP all the way back home for him? They did. So they still could go back in with this Ice Blast if they want to. Do they have an opening here? Jump, Abba, toss, stomp afterwards, waiting for it. Silence, great play. Wow, the taunt comes out afterwards, trying to bring him down. They get Yamsun. He falls. Esk has to get away from there, but he didn't manage. Oh, the exorcism is out now, and that went from good to really bad. No Doom used, and they ended up punishing, but they do go for the Abba toss play on the Moon. Not enough for the kill. Z-Freak right on top of as well. They don't have a Blink Dagger yet for Zero, and this is just going to be a Roche for him.
Yeah, Roche is 100% dead. I'll do a little harass with Ice Blast, but end of the day, they'll shrug it off. I don't like the decision of Zero holding his Doom there. I feel like he should have just used it, so Death Prophet couldn't get the silence off, couldn't get all the spells off, and maybe that could have saved Yamsun if he doomed him a bit earlier, or put him in a better position. You can see he's a little shaky. He doesn't know what to do against this Oracle right now, his Doom.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not an easy matchup, and you just sort of, without having that vision down and like being able to see him at the start of fight, things become really tough. But well, they see Z-Freak now. They've got some good vision back behind. This could be an interesting fight for them since they still have Doom and no Exos up. Ice Blast. Can they find an angle? Zero trying to hang out here. I mean, Esk is down bottom, so it doesn't look like they really want to fight this, but they're just trying to keep their tower alive on the side of Black and Yellow, I guess. What do you want to see out of the bEE's with this Aegis?
They're gonna wait for Exo. I'd like to see, like, during the course of this Aegis, to get the tier 2 top and get the outpost and just kind of control that land, but not trade bottom as a result. So whatever it takes for them to be able to get this bottom lane, like, not pressured by Morphling hitting it, which I don't think he can do against Axe. They'll just TP and Envy, but I'd like for them to get a tier 2 with their next Exo.
Okay. Do you feel like this is the type of draft for the bEE's that like becomes difficult to play in the later stages at all, or do you think that they're just going to be able to scale pretty well regardless?
They scale really well in this game. So with the Oracle vs AA matchup, it takes out like that instant burst on your frontline hero, which it just becomes very complicated, right, on how you need to take these fights. And so far, it seems bE is like much more comfortable with this complicated situation than Black and Yellow is. So that's a bit to their advantage here. And I think both teams scale great, but bE might scale better in this particular game. It really comes down to the initiation.
Well, Flea, that's a good initiation from bEE's to find him there. And Mr. King RD, he has been really the player this series, the standout. It feels like him and Moo just making it happen with these heroes, whether it's, staying defensive and being in the perfect position, or it's going out and finding the big kill. They've been able to make it happen.
Yeah, during the panel, I said after that Centaur game, I need someone on their team to start making the plays, and he heard me. Last 2 games, he's maybe didn't find much during the Centaur game, but during his Axe and Legion performances, he's been stepping it up.
20-minute mark now, as again, bEE's have Exorcism back up, and they start to head towards this tier 2 tower to take it down. Also sending some of these illusion runes mid to try and pressure that and make sure that they don't lose their tier 1 tower for free. On the side of Black and Yellow, They have BKB done on this Doom. You're going for the Scotty next on Yamsun. And then the Blink Dagger is online for the Puck as well after going for those Boots of Travel. So understanding what type of game this is for Esk, he needs to be making space and pushing out these side lanes constantly.
Yeah, they've kept the game competitive. This is like, since the tier 2 dropped, that's like the first time it went past 2k gold lead. It's only at 3k, and they're just playing the map. They didn't get a ton out of that Aegis. They were able to get the tier 2 and outpost control, which is good. Flea might be in a little bit of trouble here if they decide to chase, but it looks like BE has no more chasing potential there, and they're going to back it up.
Well, Aegis, about 50 seconds left on it now, as they have been able to take over that outpost. And Black and Yellow probably going to need that Blink Dagger to come online for Zero if they want to make any type of sort of concerted effort or move over this direction. I think they walk through a ward here together as well as they find him. Esk. Damn,
what a
silence. Right on top.
Yeah,
nice
he orbed
play.
in the trees there, but Roya silenced him, and then Envy ate him alive.
I really like this decision by Envy. Like, I feel like so often we've seen him just go for these Battle Fury plays in the late game and try and play that style of Dota. And, like, seeing him play, like, super active with his Diffusal Blink, it looks way better.
Yeah, I mean, this is just how you play Ursa now, in my opinion. And
Right.
There's a reason you haven't seen Envy buy Battle Fury in this patch, because I'm sure he's just a firm believer, like most other carries, that Battle Fury carries are just kind of dead.
Yeah. Well, they managed to find that kill onto Esk. Esk buys the tome and says, this is my thing I'm taking now. Trying to keep up the Aghanim Scepter. So really trying to play around that toss mechanic that you were talking about earlier, if they can make it work together with Flea. Almost level 15 on him. But yeah, you're really starting to feel a big difference both in the net worth swing and the XP swing over the last couple of minutes. It's really started to trend in the direction of the bEE's. And Black and Yellow, the fights are tough, but they do have a couple more of the tools to take them now. Double Blink Daggers available. Yamsun, he is what? About 600 gold away from finishing off a Scotty. But it looks like they're wanting to go before that. Smoke breaks. Envy gets away. Looks for more. Finds him. That's an Oracle kill. Is it anything else afterwards, though? Ryoya looks like he is going to escape. Oh, move. We'll end up on. Yeah.
They were just looking for more. Yeah, they realized that the Aegis was gone, so they wanted to try and make a play. And right attempt. And as usual, you know, position 5, tanking the death, not so bad.
Right. So 10-5. And haven't really been able to connect. I mean, that's the thing that's interesting, is that so often when you see like these blinks on this position 4 Tiny, you'd think about like a 2 to 3 man smoke, or even just like him going with Jubei having Ice Blast ready. But we haven't really seen that many openings for them to find these pickoffs on these other heroes. It's like been big rotations pretty consistently.
It has been pretty big rotations, but they have managed to recover 2k gold deficit by this rotation they made. So yeah. It's still been fairly efficient on what they have been doing. It's not a lot, but they're going to go again. And this time they're going without the Tiny. What Tiny needs to do right now is just show in the middle lane.
Right.
That way, they're like, oh, okay, Tiny's on the map. We can now walk up a little more carefree. And that's how you get the surprise on people.
Thinking about it.
But it looks like they read it anyway, so...
Yeah, and Ryoya... Oh, jump though! Doom! Got him caught, call afterwards. Oh, but he got the morph off. The switch back the other direction. Do they have enough left in the tank? Oracle trying to salvage a couple lives there, but they take down both. Esk able to make it happen. The break will hit there, and meanwhile the chase down continues. King Ao will fall.
Solo killed, huh?
What a huge win that was for Black and Yellow. Like you said, the Tiny showed, and then the rest of Black and Yellow went in on it. Wait, looking for more now. Oh, Z-Freak. Gotta be careful. Jaunts forward, tries to find him, and dead. Yamsun finds another. Huge opening for Black and Yellow here.
Yeah, we've seen it time and time again, this Black and Yellow squad. Like, they start off very slow, but if they find this opening, they usually don't let off the gas. So what can the bEE's do to recover from this? That's a tough one. That has to be a pretty hard hit for them, because like they got the false promise off, I think, at the right time, but it was still just too much damage. Even if you get the heals off, the Ice Blast doesn't matter. It's just, if there's enough raw damage, Oracle doesn't heal that much right now.
Right. Well, 10-9. Unfortunately for Black and Yellow, it wasn't an instant spawn on Rush. Don't know if they could have gone for it anyways. But the bEE's, you know, gonna have to lick their wounds a little bit and try and figure out what to do after this, as they are gonna go check Roche, realize it's not up. Exorcism is available as well, and it's Dagon-esque, so yeah, he's going for these damages. I mean, Fate's Edict is still annoying, but if you can get that silence onto Oracle, I mean, he doesn't have anything to break it right now.
Yeah, I really don't think at this point, I don't know if they have the same read as I have on Black and Yellow, but Roya cannot tank this Doom without getting a single Spirit Siphon off.
Right.
Like, he really cannot. Even if the Ice Blast is, like, not even in the picture, right? So, they need to be very careful. He needs to get his spells off before he gets jumped on. And then I think he might be fine. But there is a Scotty in play now, so that'll reduce it during the whole duration.
King Ao looking for the big jump. Ooh, they drop down the ward. They see it. The silence comes out. Great reaction there from the Puck, able to get him away. They didn't get the call they wanted. And now the jump onto Flea immediately catches for the kill. Didn't stand a chance, but he will be back up by the time Roche respawns. So Black and Yellow, again, getting a little bit lucky with that timing on it, but it is a scary thing.
That was a boss play by Roy. He just walked in there and Viz and got the double silence off for his team. Oh! Are they gonna commit on him?
Trying to drop that one. A little bit awkward because Roche isn't up yet. Now the jump in. Manta, waveform, Bushwhack, not going to be on the mark. Now Yemsun tries to back away. The call comes afterwards. Do they have the save? Doesn't look like it. The call is get out of there. Didn't drop the Doom. They back out. And now Roche is going to be back up in 3 seconds. The second Roche so important, and our Black and Yellow, I mean, without Coil now, oh, it feels so weird. Because they
can't do this, I don't think. It seems too hard without their Morphling, unless he wants to buy back for this, but this will die really quickly. It is an Ursa lineup. I see what they decide.
Out. And these,
they're splitting.
Yeah.
They don't want to. One interesting thing, like, this is Z-Freak Hoodwink is very farmed. He has an Aghanims completed now. And like Z-Freak is a position 4 player in general. He doesn't really go for those like defensive items like the Force Staff and the Glimmer Capes. He builds to like carry the game. So if you don't be careful about this Hoodwink, he's gonna start outputting. He already does, but it's gonna get worse. He's going for a Hex next. He's gonna become a big problem.
I mean, is that solo kill potential when he gets the Hex online?
Yeah, absolutely. He can solo kill Morph if he's low HP, if he gets the stun on it. He can solo kill AA at all times. Maybe even Puck, considering how low net worth Puck is this game. He's going for a Dagon build for the burst, but you can see his net worth is the worst of all the cores.
Right. Well, it'll be something to watch for sure. And again, like low kills in terms of the way this game has gone. Only 21 so far in the 29 minutes that we've had. But it feels like it's just, you know, you can kind of cut the tension with a knife in a way at this point in time. Aeon Disc is going to be the call for Esk next. Might see a few more of those pop out over the next couple of minutes as well. But having taken that Roche down now, they've got Aegis, Cheese on DP. Who was it that got the shard? It's the Ursa, yeah. So
surely Ursa, right?
Yeah, that's such a great pickup for him. I mean, they haven't really been dooming the Ursa to begin with, though. It's mainly been on Roya anyways.
I don't think they can really doom the Ursa right now until they have a refresher. So Roya's like too much of a problem.
Envy.
If you don't kill him right away.
Esk jumps in trying to find, all right, where's his help at? He just went in solo there like a madman, and they're all going to TP out now.
Yeah, obviously. He understands with his shard and Blink, he is very powerful. He'll probably continue to do things like this.
Right. Does not care that much. Esk finding Z-Freak down bottom. TPs are coming in afterwards. Coil is there. Do they go for the finish? Jump forward, hoof stomp, ice blast, Dagon, done. So a nice pick off there. They're calling to go top though. Because the TPs came bottom, they don't have a way to get 0 there. Puck's cooldown, it's off in 5 seconds, but they've already popped Exo for this. So the Doom coming down, he's got to run. 0 is going to take a while to get here. Coil still on cooldown for 45 seconds. Jumps forward, tries to blow this one up. Dagon off cooldown in a second, but they've taken the tier 3 tower. Heads up play there by the bEE's to recognize that opening.
Yeah, that was a really good play. They couldn't get back, and even if they did, the DP... This is the most important part about this DP versus Doom matchup, is she gets her ult off before she gets doomed. Right. And that gave them a really good opportunity to make that happen. So now they're going to be pressured that this top racks, they have no tier 3. They can't leave it exposed anymore.
You can see 4th lowest so far in the TI10 qualifiers in terms of kills for this game, and it's just because it's been like these mammoth moves by these teams kind of consistently together, and it's still less than 1,000 gold lead. As we swing back and forth in this game number 3 decider, lower bracket semifinals. And they've got a lot of the tools online for both of the teams. It definitely feels bad right now for this Puck. His like inability to get things done, but or rather inability to get a ton of farm on him. But I guess that's sort of made up for by the fact that Flea's pretty farmed. So he gets the blink away. Nice avalanche TP out. Yeah,
and the gem. So that item is kind of like, generally speaking, your comeback mechanic, or not really comeback mechanic. It's either if you're Envy's got the basher. Bye, Puck. That item allows you to keep more map control, but if you're also behind, it allows you to like get back on the map. So it's good on any occasion, really, and it's nice to see them pick it up.
What do you think about this? Zero's going back for the Ags again.
I think 2 Dooms is more important than the Ags, personally speaking, but. It's not bad, but like I think is he just doing it for the duration?
I guess.
Because I don't. It's sure if you break Ursa, in theory, it's good. But do you really want to be dooming this Ursa? I feel like that's. We'll see if it works, but it feels like it's kind of hard to doom that hero in this game while you have a very obvious doom target in this game.
He's queuing up the refresher afterwards, so I mean, there's a chance he might swap it up there and go to the other one first. Also has the ceremonial robe, which is pretty hype. So that will also be a nice part of this.
Yeah, that's a good pickup. Just for the duration, his magic damage. Well, Doom is like pure, but his other spells do a lot of magic damage. Can't be underestimated.
Right. The rest of the team as well. So Aegis, it has expired, and the natural, what we see, smoke gank happening afterwards by black and yellow, hoping to find somebody spread out around the map, but it feels like bEE's are very prepped and ready. They ping right where they are though. Right, backing away and even whipping himself into a frenzy trying to get out of there. So
yeah, they lost their Aegis there. So what I want to see from this Doom is like, I really want to see him like dooming Envy. If he doesn't have any status resistance on with his Ags, is not bad. It could be really good if you can kill him immediately. But I'd like to see him get the refresher, just doom the DP, and then to pump fake it on Envy and make him like force him to use his enrage.
Nice. Yeah.
And then try to use it a little bit later in an extended fight. So.
Ooh.
We'll see. Oh, Esk.
He got caught. Wait, Aeon Disc afterwards. Doom there on a DP, didn't get anything off at all. Dead, done, dusted.
Oh, Flea's controlling the Oracle.
Can they find any more afterwards? Really good play by Flea, able to get him, and now they're just kiting Envy. Yamson gonna waveform out of there. The turn, the BKB, TP trying to get out, will be able to. But now King Owl also getting chased down as they want to find this finish on his Z-Freak. A great combination comes out there, and Esk able to make it happen. Did he even have to buy back in that one, or did he get away? I think he got out.
He had Aeon Disc, so he survived. Damn. It's so hard to kill a Puck with Aeon Disc. So, yeah, if he didn't have that Aeon Disc, he was dead to rights there. And yeah, Flea did a really good job that game. Or that fight, he controlled the oracles, and they just like doomed the DP, and the oracle spells came out. That's what they were missing the last game, right?
Yeah.
Something to control that oracle, and they really picked it up in this one. So they may have won that fight, but these fights have to be under vision like it was,
Right.
and they're not easy. So can they do that again? They kind of have to, but I don't think it's like a clear win for black and yellow after even getting a fight like that.
For sure. I mean, and I think that that's something that's like worth talking about some more too, is just like how important the patience is, right? If you're going to draft this type of lineup for black and yellow against what the bEE's have, you have to take the perfect fight. It has to, like, you have to find the oracle. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And they find Royoya down bottom, completely alone. Unbelievable. Black and yellow keep on making this happen. And you know, call it what you will about him being out of position, but they took advantage.
Yeah, both of those are true.
Oh, big call there. Catching him right on top of some vision now. Tries to find it for Staff. Fuel Scepter living for the moment. Envy getting kited yet again. Don't have Doom for 20 seconds. Yamsun trying to waveform out in just a moment. Needs to be careful about the bash. The bushwhack pulls him back in, trying to live through it. Does he have a way out?
No
mana. No chance. He's dead. Envy gets saved at the last second. Now the turnaround. Now looking for a chase, looking for a call. Will he find it? Yes, indeed. Avalanche toss, but nothing else afterwards. As black and yellow overextend, get punished in a big way. Now Flea, Yules has to get himself out of here though. Has that gem still, and goes for the blink TP out. As Esk still playing around this area, but a little bit of an overextension there from black and yellow.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to Doom there, actually? Because, like, that fight was just completely 4 versus 5. And they blew up the Oracle. Great buyback by Mood to get the false promise on Envy, or he would have died there. And, yeah, that fight looked so good for black and yellow. At the first, I was like, they're going to wipe this, but Envy ended up burning all the mana off the Morphling, and he couldn't waveform out. Yeah, once they killed Yamsun, they were out of gas. Same with the Doom.
Right.
I didn't see what happened to the Doom there. Like, how did he die? Did he just get jumped and just immediately deleted?
I mean, I think that he was in there right on top of the Ursa as well. So I think Ursa killed him first, maybe, and then swapped over afterwards. Something like that. The thing that's crazy about that is that starts with, you know, the kill or almost kill happening on Flea because he's dewarding. He's freaking tiny, and his like attack animation is so terrible.
Yeah.
So unfortunate situation in that regard as Envy will disconnect. The other thing there, I guess, Yamsun maybe pushing it a little bit close to the edge. Like, I felt like he might have had waveform to get out of there, but I'm not positive.
He did, but he waveformed in, but by the time it was up again, because he waveformed in with BKB, he got a bushwhack into the face, and that was really good by C-Freak. And by the time he got unstunned, Envy already drained all his mana, and no BKB up, so...
Well,
really good fight for the bEE's there.
38 minutes, and we have that next tier of items waiting to come out now for black and yellow. They've been able to get them on the bEE's. What did they get out of this one, actually? So they were able to find themselves Telescope, Spell Prism, the Minotaur Horn, and Ninja Gear. And so far, just Ninja Gear on black and yellow. Probably want to get out and get those next items before the next fight, most likely. And Roche is back up. Oh man, Roche is back up.
Yeah, I know how Telescope is good on Oracle, but I think Ninja Gear's way better.
Yeah.
So he might want to pick up the Ninja Gear on the Oracle. That way, whatever happened last fight, he has no buyback now, because last fight he used it to win the team fight, which is good. But Ninja Gear gives you such good, like, map positioning. They can't find you. It's almost always off cooldown, so... We'll see if he takes it or not, and I'd like to see Z-Freak just hold the Telescope for the team. And Envy can do the Minotaur Horn.
Yeah.
But and as you said, like for the other team, they don't have a lot going on now, just the Ninja Gear, which... I don't know, is that a Flea or Doom item? So, that item, like, has just turned it... It gives you agility, right, and move speed, but people only use it on initiators, you know? No one uses it for the agility.
Dude, this is wild. It's such a fast Roche, too. They're not going to get here in time. Unbelievable. Oh, man.
I don't think Ags is really good on Ursa, but he'll take it anyway. I guess the cooldown is reduced, which is good, but if you're silenced or doomed, you can't pop it. So
Right.
there's not a lot of like stuns, hard stuns that he can actually use that passive for, but it does reduce the cooldown, so that's good too.
We got a flicker on Yamsun. That item is so good. And then the other thing, fighting underneath this ward again, Envy is there. Now they do have double doom. They bought the refresher out. Ninja Gear walks forward, thinking about it. Zero looking for that backline, trying to find somebody. Who do they get? Royoya gets caught. He didn't get anything off again. The chase down. The save is there afterwards, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. They're just hiding away from Envy. He's not doing anything in this fight. As they try and get the chase down, they get Royoya done. Zero, second round of Doom, didn't get Enrage off. Literally no spells were cast by the carrier of the mid. Jube is gonna die now, but they burn through the Aegis, and everybody else needs to just back the hell out of there. Double buybacks. Esk, will he end up falling? Has the jump up to the high ground, the jaunt away, tries to go, good call. Great play from King Ao.
And the predicted sharpshooter there too, that was great. That was 2 buybacks though. Flea's gonna cut the wave, but they still have a wave mid. What remains of it? And a glyph. What can they do with this? Top barracks perhaps with no puck buy? And no double doom.
Yeah. They don't even have single doom.
Yeah.
Okay. So the bEE's will manage to take open nice little round here and potentially 2 racks.
There's no Oracle though, so they could burst someone here. With the Ice Blast. Oh, what a silence.
Really well played there. Goes out the boomerang afterwards. Tier 3 tower taking some damage. King Ao pops the cheese. Envy hanging out. Roya still has cheese. Do they want to go for any more afterwards? It's scary. The call, Jube, he just walked forward with the toss back. Nicely played. Can he survive though? 4-staff sharpshooter comes through. That's the kill. Now he buys back, looking for more afterwards. They're still keeping this melee racks alive. Eternal Envy pops the Ninja Gear, ready to jump, finds him on the morph. BKB out afterwards, able to dodge away from the call from King RD. Silenced for a bit, trying to hold out. Puck is back up in 15 seconds. Oracle also right there behind him, ready to go in a moment's notice. Toss, back to the tier 4s. Envy, BKB, jump forward, call, the taunt is there. Do they have Doom? Do they have anything? They're looking for it. 28 seconds is all that they need. Wait for him through the great call afterwards by virtue of the morph on Yamsun. Hits a falling though. Has to buy back. Buy back also on Fleet. Gem on the ground. Doom 18 seconds away. They jumped onto Moo, almost able to kill him. Envy dropping down low. They gotta keep Yamsun alive. What a Yule Scepter. Saves him again. Envy pops the Enrage, turns to fight. Didn't get a hit. Flea blinked out. Knows the flicker. Nice play there afterwards. Flea wants to keep this fight going. They almost have double Doom back up. Get it there onto the DP, but they need to blow it up. Oracle in the area, able to save for the moment, but is it gonna be long enough? King RD is gonna fall. Now looking for more than Dagon out. They blow up Royoya, chase forward, find themselves the Oracle. He too will fall. So they take down 3 and no buyback on DP, but they did lose that whole set of racks. What a wild fight.
Yeah, they lost 2 sets there, but now it's their turn to strike, but Axe does have buyback. So what happened? Yamsun went in there and called him, but died immediately after the call? Wow, that was wild. Let's see what they can do here with like no buybacks on 2 heroes. It's their turn to assault now, but they need to be careful. They're gonna have no buyback on anyone but Doom for this push. Whereas Envy can bait his buyback and Axe has buyback available.
Big potential place. Flea also buys an E-Blade now to try and save his team. Yamsun walks forward, start 4-staff and creeps. Get him here, you gotta break back door. Don't even care about the creeps hitting the tier 4 towers, which are like about to die. Oh man, dodges the sharpshooter. 60 seconds, no death profit. They take these buildings so quickly. What are they gonna go for?
They're gonna wait for Axe probably, and then they can't throne. They're gonna wait for Axe, and Envy will probably try to use his buyback to bait a good fight here.
Now the jump. Whoa, what? Jube dead. That was his dieback. What a freaking pickoff by Envy. Comes in and takes down his mortal enemy. Unreal.
That was like an instant
Whoa.
death. They're mass TPing to the outpost here.
Looking for stragglers. Esk has the Aeon disc. The taunt is there. The call. Taunted. Needs to get out. Jumps. Tries to escape. Blink away. And will be able to get out of there. Flea even going to toss his buddy out of there. So, yeah, Jubei still dead for 40 seconds. We'll have to watch it.
Yeah, Roya's coming back up with travels. So, are they going to go for the W here? Are they going to play it a little bit more conservative? We will see.
I mean, in these games, it always feels like Envy just sort of wants to wait for that next tier, but I guess that's also like hero dependent to some extent. I don't know. Do you think that there's like do you need to be playing super aggro right now? Like, is there anything that you're really worried about as this game goes later, or do you still feel very strong on the bEE's?
I think knowing this team, they'll play it a bit more conservative just because they're looking at their conditions. They have no buyback on the DP, nor do they have buyback on Oracle, or their Hoodwink.
Right.
But if they want to be a bit more aggressive, this Morphling has no buyback, and they know that. So that's an obvious win condition. So it's a TI qualifier, loser goes home, probably play it safe and wait for their buybacks. They probably feel like they're winning the game here as well. Up a set of racks, and they are up 10k gold, so maybe they're going to wait for next Roche. I think Roche is super important whenever you play versus Doombringer. Doombringer hates buybacks and Roshan.
Right.
Yeah, he also hates Lotus Orbs and Lincolns, but there doesn't seem to be any Lotus Orbs on.
He seems to hate a lot of things. King Ao does have the Lincolns now, so we can
I'm a filthy Doom spammer, so I know exactly what he hates. And Lotus Orb is actually a really undervalued one.
Right.
Especially when you have this refresher, throw it on Roya, and then all of a sudden Doom's like...
It's been so helpful so many times. Spot him, jump forward, the taunt. It's on to Tiny. What do they find? Looking for the jump, waveform in, tries to get the kill, and they get him. Flea already dead, so too is the Hoodwink, but they blow up the Doom. Buys back immediately, Yamsun, waveforms away. No, he missed. He's got to get to the low ground. The taunt, it's there, they caught him, the kill, it's available, but can they get it? Yes. Dead for 2 minutes, he waveformed short, and they managed to bring down Yamsun. What a freaking way to make it work. As Roya gets the triple kill, they didn't get the Doom where they wanted, and that might just about be it. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's got to be sad for Yamsum there. The Doom blinks in trying to find a juicy target, but all he found was an enraged Ursa and couldn't get any of his Dooms off.
Unbelievable. Two Dooms ready. Oh, man. They've got Coil. They want to hold out 25 seconds until they've got him. Well, there's one Doom. Round two, where do they go? Can they find enough to kill off this DP? Oracle's way back in the back lines, looking to find him. They spot Moo there. Doom comes out afterwards. And V, eyes on the prize. They try and make this happen. Aeon disc out afterwards. Zero getting absolutely walloped. The jump forward S able to find the kill onto Oracle, but buys back immediately afterwards. Aeon disc down. It's still so long. There is no hope left. The bEE's can feel it. Was Envy right? Unreal as they managed to catch, kill, GG called. And the bEE's are moving on.
These two teams playing together make really, not only just for the drama, but just the gameplay, some very entertaining games.
Yeah, they feel really evenly matched.
They really do.
That's, God, I wish I could get a full 5-game series out of these ones. That would have been sick.
Yeah, they're good games.
So real quickly, obviously we gotta go back to the panel, but I guess the final thoughts for me, I'm wondering from you, do you think that like they could have won that game, like had, maybe fight under different vision or something like that? Was that a winnable game at that point in time for Black and Yellow? Or do you think that when they went down 2 racks, it was just too much?
It was definitely winnable, but the pressure was always on Black and Yellow to have better execution. And I think that's just something that you don't want to be in a draft scenario. And a couple fights were just too hard. They just had too many issues. Like they have the DP Oracle, which proves to be very strong, and yeah, they couldn't deal with it.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here. We're going to head on back to the panel to break down all the action as we now know the final 3 teams less than the NA TI10 qualifiers. It's been a hell of a ride, but still more to come in just a few. For now, we're going to go to a quick break. See y'all on the other side of it.